Hello and welcome. I'm Torbjörn and I'm part of the Scrounge Patrol. Welcome to the League of the Lords in Total War Warhammer 2. This is to see who is the strongest lord in the game. The rules are there's no handicap even though that they have the same points. It doesn't matter that the one is like 2000 and the other one costs 3000 points. It's just to test out the lord. Though we will have few rounds to test them if they have different kind of mounts and using different tactics if they have a lot of magic in their arsenal. There will be no extra units, but they will have their summon abilities. So lords with like summon rat, clan rats, as a Lord Scroll can do, he will be able to use that in this match because that's part of his arsenal. They will have all the possible equipment on them. It's not much like 1 or 2 items, sometimes 3, but they will have all their equipments. These are the rules I'm using in this. So, without further ado, let's draw the first 2 lords in this competition. I have this little box here, or house, I borrowed it from my kids. And as you see inside, I put names in these papers. So let's do this. Okay, here's the first one, and here's the second one. Okay, let's see who's first. It's Durthu, as you can see here, and he will be fighting against Isabella von Karstein, as you can see here. Okay, here's the table how it looks like. We have about 41 lords, legendary lords in the game. So I have to add a few of the normal lords, like these lords, no names on it, This is just to add a little bit. As you know that if I draw Norska, I forgot to put that rule in. Because it's not in Mortal Empires yet, I will add them later, when it comes out, and hopefully within the next month, so I can add it in this video, but not like a long time later. Though, as you can see, I added now it's Durthu versus Isabella, and before we go, I will go a little bit over the history of it, and I will draw in every game. When I do the next match, I will draw 2 again, and they will fight, and so on and so on. And now let's talk about a little bit the history of those 2. Durthu is an crazed ancient Eldar treeman. He's one of the leaders of the Wood Elves before he went mad and crazy. He was a noble treeman that believed the High Elves were beloved creatures, that he and they can benefit from their relationship. But like always, chaos came and ruined that and destroyed almost everything he ever knew. Because of that, he asked some of the elves to join them in the fight against foreign enemies, and doing so formed the Wood Elves faction. Durthu is big and very formidable fighter with a giant sword slicing through everything like a butter. And the opponent is Isabella von Karstein, aka Isabella von Drac. She's a vampire in the vampire faction, Vampire Coast faction. She is the wife of Vlad von Karstein, which is one of the first vampire bloodlines to heir to Sylvania. Isabella is daughter of Otto von Drac, the last imperial elector count of Sylvania. Isabella is very vain, immoral, selfish, like a typical noble in the stories. Well, I think that is good enough reason to fight a giant tree. Let's go try this out. Okay, let's start this. This is the first fight. This is all their magic, all their strongest mounts. I didn't use the flying mount due to that she is actually weaker on that flying mount. So I put her on a horse because she has a lot more armor. I used summon a lot. Summon, she has like 7 zombies, she can 7 horse of zombies she can summon. and it's quite effective at Durthu. As you can see, he lost some hit points there, and he's still at full health, though he's using his manticores. And here's the end of the fight. As you can see, now he's running away. Isabella is still at full health, and one horde of zombies left. So one for Isabella. Here is the second fight. This is without summons, but with their all abilities. Isabella can heal a lot, but that wasn't enough. He's doing a lot more damage than she's doing. Here's the third fight. This one was pretty easy. This was without any abilities, and as you can see, Durthu is not losing any hit points, and in the end she just falls to her death again. In the fourth fight, it's just like the first one, but in this case I'm controlling Durthu instead of Isabella, just to see if anything happens, like if I win with Durthu and Isabella when I'm playing, it means they're equal in strength in this fight. Though he won the two other fights, I will. This is like, I know this is unfair for the mages in the game, but I am testing at every phase of the fight. Because he can win in the other fights without the summons, it means that he's actually stronger, because the summons is what is helping Isabella in this fight. Though it is her ability, it's still extra units in the game, making her yeah, that she's not as strong as him in a fight. And here is the end of the fight, taking one blast and all the zombies dead. Okay, let's go for the next fight. I'll also be drawing in the end of the video for the next fight, and then I will make it in a few days. It took a bit longer making this video than I thought. It's a lot of cutting, and you know, but I'll just go straight to it. Okay, the first one is Malagor the Dark Omen, as you can see here. Okay, and the second one will be Alberic de Berdeleu. I think this is going to be quite an even fight. This one spellcaster, one fighter. Alberic is not super strong, but he is better at fighting than wow, I forgot the name. Sorry, I've been tired this day. Malagor the Dark Omen, where he's a spellcaster, but he has quite good spell at his side. Thank you for watching. Here's the new list, how it looks like. You see Durthu is going forward. These two are fighting next fight. Thank you, and hope to see you again next video for this fight between Alberic and Malagor. Yeah, and push the subscribe and like button if you want to, but if you don't like it, just push the dislike button. I'm not here to force you.